Okay, cool. Right, we are live, guys. What's going on, everyone? Reese here, Stoic VeChain. And in this live stream, we're going to be talking to some of the people who participated or some of the people who won prizes during the hackathon that we had going last month. It was last month, wasn't it? Yeah, yeah. It feels like it wasn't that long ago. So today we've got a couple of different teams. How many teams we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 teams with us. We're going to talk through what happened, a little debrief of the hackathon with Alex from VeChain Builders, and then we're going to move on to very brief interviews of some of the participants to learn a little bit about what they built and where the projects are going in the future. All right, so with that, Alex, I'm just going to pass it over to you, mate.
Yeah, brilliant. So morning, afternoon, evening. It's good to be back on another quick live stream. So again, just like Reese said, so we're going to do a really quick recap of what happened last month. Yeah, so we're going to be covering a quick summary of what the hackathon was, also what comes next, right? So the hackathon was never the end goal for builders, and we want to make sure that everybody's aware that we do have still more opportunities for builders that maybe didn't make it to submit their projects for the hackathon, or for those that are still building after the hackathon, right? And then we've got 4 of our teams in the call, just like Reese said, and we'll keep it quite informal, actually. We're expecting the total 9 teams, and we'll keep it a bit of a back and forth, quite conversational. So we'll be interactive throughout the entire live stream. Now, what happened during the hackathon? So we started on 22nd of September. It was 2 very intense weeks, and submissions closed at midnight on the 5th of October. And rewards-wise, there was about $30,000 worth of rewards to be distributed. We also distributed about $2,000 to those that submitted valuable feedback about the tooling, and we had 2 winners on that front. But overall, we had over 100 participants that joined the hackathon. We had 60 submissions and 37 that made it to that final judging stage. So there was a lot of really good quality projects overall. From the consensus from all the judges in general was that we had really good quality submissions, but the rules are the rules, and we could only allow for 9 teams to take those rewards, right? So like we said, we've got 4 of those 9 teams. Now, before we get into some introductions and looking at some of the applications they submitted.
Just give me a sec.
Yeah, there we go. Things that happen during life. Just to mention what comes next. So you can still keep building. Something that is super important. The hackathon was just a sprint to bring talented teams to work on their applications and to receive early support. But it's not the end, right? That's not the end goal for us just yet, right? There's more opportunities coming. So if you're still working on an application that incentivizes those daily sustainable actions, we still have $30,000 worth of grants for your team, right? And if you're working on any tooling, and funny enough, we've got one of the teams, or 2 of the teams that worked on the track for the expansion of the VeChain ecosystem. We also have grants for you guys. So super important. Just before we move on, you do have you've got a QR code on the top right corner. So if you're on Twitter and you're seeing it from Twitter, best thing is just to go to the VeChain Builders profile, and you'll be able to join the Telegram community, and we'll be able to help you out if you've got any blockers, you've got questions when you're building, or just overall, just join the developer community, which is quite good to connect with other people that are quite keen on creating innovative ideas. And if you're on YouTube, then just get your phone, scan it, and join us. It will be really good to see you. And yeah, I think that it's very important that we move on quickly to the winners of the hackathon. So quick summary again. So we had 3 tracks covering those 3 verticals that we've got there. So building for people, sustainable actions that are good for individuals. We also have the sustainable actions that are good for the planet. And then the third track is more on that technical innovation. I think here, anything that's going to make easier the work of developers, so any tooling, SDK, or even moving over towards expanding things like DeFi, for example, or even building a game, right? And we've got one of those teams here that built one of those games. But just as a really quick recap, we had, for the track of social impact, we had V-Farmers, which are here with us today. We also had Proof of Impact, and also we had VCare. Okay, so for V-Farmers, I'll bring you to the spotlight in just a second. This is super interesting because it's good for this track, which is building for people. But at the same time, it also touches a bit towards that DeFi angle. We've got the vet-backed loans that are supporting the farming operations, right? So let me check over here. We have Ibrahim. So if you would like to quickly jump in, say a quick hello, and yeah, just tell us what kind of inspired you to work on this project.
So hi everyone. So I submitted V-Farmers under the social impact track. So one of the things that inspired me to build this project is the fact that farmers are usually required to drop collateral to secure loan, like especially in the traditional system. So for farmers to have access to loan, so they have to drop collaterals like houses, lands, and other things that are not available, that are not accessible to the farmer. So I thought of instead of relying on this type of collateral, so the farmer can use their network of trust to have access to loans. So, and one of the good things is that with blockchain, you can connect to anybody around the world. So you can exponentially grow your the numbers of backers that you have. So it doesn't really matter how much they are using to backing you. So as much as you can have large numbers of backers, you can use it to secure a substantial amount to access loan and practice your farming. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah, I think that it's super important. I think that some of the things that we've seen growing quite a lot, especially in crypto now, there's a lot of projects that are focusing on those forgotten projects, right? Whether it's on the source minerals or even agriculture. I think that we forget that there's a huge opportunity for growth and also to support people that are in those sectors as well and bring them these opportunities, right? So super interesting. We'll come back to the V-Farmers team in just a moment. We also had a Proof of Impact. So in this case was on the volunteering angle, just making sure that those actions, so volunteers can actually verify the impact they're having on specific courses. And there's also a slight angle on the AI to verify those submission proofs, right? Super interesting, because one of the things that we were looking for projects is to see how they can start implementing not just AI, but supporting the development of the VeChain ecosystem to move towards an agentic world as well. So we'll come back to this as well, so that we can look at the rest of the teams. Here is something that I also found super interesting. So VCare couldn't make it today, but something that is also quite close to me, I've experienced, not directly, but friends have experienced scams when it came to donating for particular medical courses. So this happens on the likes of GoFundMe, and people set up fake pages where they receive donations from people, and then they essentially, quote unquote, they rug the whole project and they run away with the money. So in this case, super interesting, because the concept of VCare is to make sure that these crowdfunding opportunities are verified, and that the payouts are going to actual medical causes and for people that actually do need this money. Now, moving on, we also had the building for the planet. So 3 winners. We do have one of the teams over here. We see Alexander from Arbor, so we'll come to you in just a second. But the winner for the track, it was quite a close voting competition there. So we had drop less. So essentially just incentivizing people to stop wasting water in their homes, right? So not sure if all of you do this. Do you do this, race sometimes, that you're washing the dishes and you just let the tap run for quite a bit?
Always.
Right? It happens. I do it. Or sometimes I forget, I'm brushing my teeth and the tap is just going for a while.
I always do that. I do it every time.
Yeah. Well, so perfect app for you, right? You can start building a sustainable habit and stop the water waste. And I definitely need to start doing this 100%. Such a terrible habit, but here we go. So just incentivizing people to not let the tap run forever, and I think that it's something that's super important. And I think that at least in the UK we forget about this. I think that we just see there's water, and because it rains all the time, maybe, I don't know. But let's move on quickly to Arbor. We've got Alexander here, who's joined the call. We'll do a really quick audio check with you.
How's it
So
going?
please come on the mic. And yeah, it's nice to see you.
I'm on my phone now, so it's much better.
Brilliant. Yeah, we hear you and see you. Amazing. We've seen you in the community, right? We've seen you were fixing errors, you were trying to improve the application. It's really good to see you're one of those cases as well. They keep building and improving the product, despite the hackathon is over. What's been the largest challenge, whether it was when you were creating the prototype or now? What do you think has been the biggest challenge for you?
For me, building the application wasn't the challenge. It was, and I was running in local environment, of course. And then as soon as I went to deploy on VPS with my backend, I started running into API errors and things going to my database. So I'm slowly going through and fixing all my routes and all that kind of stuff. But the NGI NX file, my config file has been it's a back and forth. I fix one thing and then something else breaks, and you know how it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've been in VeChain for probably about 4 years now, and we have another project already going in VeChain before the DAO came out, and so when the DAO came out, we kind of got excited about building planter type of application. But we also wanted to try to figure out a few solutions for farming and misuse of the DAO itself. And so that was sort of what I set out to try to accomplish in some unique ways, if that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense, 100%.
I mean, we're going to come back to you. Arbor, though.
Yeah. Sorry.
Tell us a little bit about your project, though, Alex, because we actually we skipped over that a little bit.
So yeah, Arbor is a plant-to-earn application. We want people to actually go about planting plants. So they'll take a picture of an unplanted plant, either from a store or whatever, and a image of it planted at the same time, and they set up a plant card slot that represents that plant, and from there they get rewarded for doing that action, and then from there they can click on the card and submit care proof of life submissions throughout the week. And then we also have a passport tier system with a profile. So when you sign up on Arbor, you're just expected to sign a wallet in. And then when you sign that wallet in, you create a profile. And once your profile's set up, you're able to access the dashboard for Arbor. And you can start setting up your plant care slots. And once those are set up, you're good to go. Depending on the passport will depend on how many slots you have available as well. So we're kind of looking at ways of throttling sort of users who want to come in at the lowest level versus, you know, users that want to come in at a higher level passport, if that makes sense. Make sense?
Yeah, absolutely makes sense.
We're also we also have an established token within our previous NFT project that we're going to be using for passport minting to help try to sort of stop farming in that respect. It's an affordable token, and it also helps with education in the DeFi system that's in place already with BetterSwap and TurtleSwap. You know, we have liquidity pools ready with lots of token available. You know, it's easy to get into. We have clear instruction at the beginning of the page when you sign in, how to get those tokens and proceed through that gate.
Brilliant. We're going to get more details from you, Alexander. We've got loads of questions for you as well. And thanks for that. One thing they, you know, just to mention as just to wrap up this track, building for the environment. So we had ReLoop, sorry. And ReLoop essentially just to make sure that there's a bit more transparency when it comes to the product life cycles. The idea here is to make sure that, you know, there's more of a record of how the product is being manufactured, the end-to-end life, and you know, just a marketplace where you can register the products. If you're going to be reselling them, then that way you can keep track of all that journey, right? So we make sure that there's a more transparent circular economy. As a final, just mention a final track that we've got here. So is the ecosystem and technical innovation. So we've got a game. So here you're going to find that we've got 3 different applications covering kind of 3 different verticals at the end of the day. We've got a game that won this track. So we've got a team of punch cards in the call. We also have blockchain Oracle from VeChain AI terminal. And then we also have an SDK for web authentication. So we'll take a super quick look at this. We've got Reheat from Punch Cards. It's good to have you in the call. And what can you tell us about Punch Cards, first of all? So how do you come up with the concept? And yeah, how did this come to go from idea to submission?
Yeah, hey everyone. I'm Reheat and I'm here with Liam as well. He's sick right now, so I'll do most of the talking. But for us, this started as an idea back in summer sometime, I think, when kind of looked at what Thorheads did for VeTho and figured out that's a fun idea. It's a fun concept to mint pretty much endlessly, but I didn't want to pay the costs, even though they're cheap. But I'm cheap enough, so I wanted to build something from myself to kind of incentivize people to use the dApps more, because we have like 50 apps now on the DAO, and they're all in their own silo in a way. So what we wanted to accomplish is a method or a rewards incentivization to use more dApps. So our method or our idea is that the more apps you use, the more cards you can reveal. And I don't know, the name came to me someday. I don't know. I like the concept of just literally beating the cards to a wall or a surface or something to reveal it more and more as you go and make it a fun experience. So on testnet or on the hackathon version, this is more of a proof of concept. You're not using your actual actions or your dApps integration, but our plan is to have it be connected to your actual better actions. But it's hard to do that on testnet as you're not really using any apps there. But the idea from the get-go is to have your actions in the DAO give you more actions to use inside of punch cards. Like essentially the concept is that you're revealing cards as with traits. You punch them, you reveal traits, and you try and aim for higher rarities and collect sets. For now, for the testnet version, it's more of a, like I said, proof of concept. It has some temporary art and temporary cards, but our plan is to work with dApps, see if we can maybe figure out some fun cards to do with the dApps on the DAO. If they want to work with us, we can have special cards made that they can reveal, and you can maybe use that in the in their dApps as some kind of bonus or whatever. So we want to be some kind of meta layer between all the other dApps. Like we don't want to pursue our own thing really. We want to help everyone else connect in some way. So some kind of system where you can collect all your actions in the DAO into a fun game. So it's pretty bare bones, but pretty polished, I'd say, for the hackathon. So it's a solid loop, but we want to do a lot more with it. So
nice, very cool. You haven't posted the video. Have you posted the video? Would love to give you a retweet, similar to all of you guys. Something that I found super interesting is the animations, the game, at least the trailer, right, looks quite polished.
Yeah, we made a trailer. We figured out if we want to make a game, we need some kind of trailers. All games have trailers, so I had to learn video editing or relearn. I guess I did it in high school in a week, but that was fun. So we have it both on my Rehit's account and the Punch Cards X account. I think it's pinned on both of our X accounts. I'm not 100% sure, but I can ping it in the chat as well later. Right. It was fun. It's pretty much, we wanted to summarize like some of the lore. We try to incentivize or give some lore to the players, some sneak peek at what's to come, I guess.
Brilliant. Excellent. I mean, we'll come back to you. We've got loads of more questions. Just want to open up the floor to Blockchain Oracle. He's very much prepared on camera with the lighting, and I feel a bit underdressed and everything. So let me just say something super quick about the project. And for that, let me just move to the next. Here we go. Something that is, again, touching again on the AI angle, right? So we spoke about another project on the other track, so VeFarmers, who also had a bit of not VeFarmers, sorry, proof of impact. There was an AI angle. Here is a lot deeper. This is your VeChain terminal. So using this is really cool because you get to request from the chat to just stake on Stargate directly from your wallet, or you're able to interact with the blockchain, you're able to purchase NFTs, you're able to do a lot of stuff in a very interactive way, in a back and forth chat GPT style. So really interesting because that also starts pushing VeChain towards that agentic revolution, right? So Blockchain Oracle, please come in. It's really good to see you. And I mean, a lot of work behind this. So what was the biggest challenge?
Okay, the biggest challenge was actually getting the generative UI to work because it was a lot of stuff, balance, staking, and all of this stuff. So trying to map the components and getting the generative UI to work was the biggest challenge building this.
Okay, and what have I missed from the VeChain AI terminal? What can you tell us about what the project is and what do you want it to be?
Okay, let me start from the inspiration of the project. That would actually give insight about this. First of all, I'm sure you don't longer visit Google like you used to. You now go to AI instead, ChatGPT. Like if you want to do research, you go to ChatGPT instead. You don't go to AI. You don't go to Google. And I believe that DeFi is going to be that way. I call it the post website interface, where users wouldn't have to visit websites anymore in order for them to stake or do DeFi operations. They will just interact with AI. So all I'm just trying to do is I'm trying to bring user closer to that interface, which I call post website interface. So that was what brought about VeChain AI terminal.
Very nice. Well, we're going to get back onto this because there's a lot that I think that we can unpack. The question actually, before I move on to the final project of this track, is how soon would you like to have this as a mobile interface as well?
How soon did I want to have this about a mobile interface? There was a lot of stuff I actually did wrong building this. So I would say 2026, 2026. I can't give an exact date, but 2026, early of 2026, we should be able to like be launched fully on mobile. And yeah, our next priority is actually desktop, not mobile. Actually, the reason why is we want users to be able to run this locally without the open API key with the Olama model. So right on your desktop computer, you'll be able to access this.
Okay, brilliant. We'll, unpack more of the VeChain AI terminal. And as a final participant, we've got something slightly more technical than what I usually engage with. So let me just pull my notes over here because I'm going to need a little bit of help. But this is something as well that a lot of the judges did think that it was super useful for what we're trying to do on VeChain, right? So just oversimplifies the wallet creation and signature. And Reese, you also had a bit of an input on this side, but it is something that we can essentially just implement on the wallets, just with simple biometrics authentication. I might have completely butchered this project.
You were roundabout. Actually,
Yeah.
what these guys had done was really cool to like allow things like biometric, signing and stuff like that. I was really interested in seeing like this actually implemented in something, and I think it's one of those things that has a lot of legs. It doesn't sound very sexy, right? What's WebAuthn? But actually, like as a tool, it could be really, really cool. Like the kinds of things that it opens up for like signing wallets and stuff, signing transactions, things like that. Just general like authentication as well. It was really cool. But it's not a game, you know? It's not like a terminal application. It's not like a fully fledged app. It's an SDK. And so it's only really gonna be exciting for developers. It's not really like a user-facing tool, you know, in the same way.
Which is not to undermine the value of it. It's the fact that it still expands the ecosystem, right? So it's super interesting. Obviously, super technical as well, but something that can definitely improve the overall user experience of VeChain. So thanks for jumping in on there. So we just here we go. I jumped a few things. So just a really quick recap, and then we're going to go into a bit of more conversational part of the live stream. Guys, you can still keep working on this. If you participated in the hackathon and you didn't get to make it to the top 3, that's absolutely fine. We can still support you, and we want to support you and keep building. You've got the opportunity as well to apply for grants. You can ask us questions, and of course, we can be your early testers. That's always the most difficult part of building a product, having people that can actually start testing it out, giving feedback, and just helping you optimize and iterate on your product. So the community is open to all of you guys. You've got the Telegram channel open to you. You might not be able to see it from YouTube, funny enough. You might not see the QR code, but we made it easy for you. If you just open up the description of the video, you can actually see the Telegram link just there. So make sure you only click on that link. That's the only official Telegram link for VeChain builders. So make sure that you are using that one. And I really encourage all of you to keep building. I'll keep the QR code there for just a moment, so you can also take it. So this will take you to the community as well. And that's pretty much it with a quick recap of the hackathon. I would like to just have a bit more of a back and forth conversation. I actually have a few questions for all of you guys. Punchcards in particular, the first question that comes to me is, do you spend a lot of time playing tabletop card games? Was that part of the inspiration of creating this?
In a way, it was part Hearthstone, which is, I guess, a card game, but it's digital. Not super much into the like heavy role-playing tabletop games, but a good poke around or some other lightweight like cards game, sure. And a lot of other tabletop games, not the particular card ones, but And it's part Pokemon, part Hearthstone, part Thor heads. It's a bit of a mix in everything, I'd say.
Yeah, nice. Because I thought that with the idea of being able to also create those partnerships with the apps in the DAO, I think it's super interesting. I spent a lot of my teenage years playing Magic the Gathering, and they usually do a lot of these collaborations. They had a collaboration with the Lord of the Rings, and everybody went absolutely wild about this. Reese, did you ever play tabletop card games?
No.
No, you're
No,
saying?
I never really played anything like that. I think when I was a kid, I like had some Pokemon cards. You know, that was about it.
Well,
Yeah,
Pokemon cards are. Yeah, sorry, go.
the collaboration is definitely a big part of it. I've already gotten pretty good feedback from a few types. It's pretty fun to see. At first, I kind of wanted to just throw them in there, like use their logo as a trait on within the cards, but I figured out we did actually that it might not be the best idea to have them to just join their logos and everything. But if anyone wants to work with us later, that's totally fine. And would be really cool. That's obviously part of the goal to have either some special sets or just some flavor cards or whatever. Just mix it in somewhere. Either do it generations like Pokemon does, or just have a DApp set or like a collectible set you can burn a few cards and mint something else with the collected cards so you get some trading in as well. Would be cool.
Super cool, to be honest. And just wanted to bring it as well back to V Farmers, because since we're talking about partnerships, is this something that's going to be important for you as well? So do you need to start looking into partnering up with independent farmers, or do you need to start looking more for those that are going to be able to offer the liquidity in VET? What is something that's going to be important to take V Farmers to that next level?
Yeah, so basically we have divided the project into two parts. So the technical aspects, I think, which we are fine with for now. So the other side is the physical aspects, which has to do with the partnership as well. So what our plan is to start here in Nigeria. So, and yeah, we have some communities of farmers that you can approach to pitch your idea. So you don't have to independently pitch to the farmers, so you can target them in form of communities or corporations. So that is our next move. And I think by next month, we should be in that phase.
And how about for Arbor? So it's slightly different, right? But I'm guessing that there could be some potential for growth as well, and working with what's it called?
I think Arbor's
Gardening.
got loads of different avenues of growth already baked in, haven't you guys?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I mean, we're talking with one of them, right? Two of them, really, Punch Cards and V Farmers. So one of the aspects of the app is that you can select, what type of plant you're planting. And we also have options for like a full garden bed or, just individual plants as well. So yeah, we definitely will be looking at avenues to collaborate and work with other teams within the DAO. That's always been our motive for our team in VeChain, is to work with everyone and share ideas and build and grow together, for sure.
I have a quick question for you, actually, Alex.
Yeah.
That's all right. What about mushrooms? Can we have mushroom passports as well?
I don't see why not. These are all just, once we have it running and we, entry points are through a form, right? So we would just have different sections for you to select, and that sort of verifies what you're doing to the AI. So the process goes is you submit, it pings to the database, and then from the database, it sends all the information, and then it tries to verify all the information you gave. So it's part of our flagging system, but it also allows for a fairly robust and complex system without it being too complex either. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's an interesting ability to grow and build the application beyond what it's just its initial state. So yeah, just really getting the pathways and getting everything set up. Once we have that fully working, then we should be able to just add features as we go. Easy peasy.
The last words
I like
of
the
any
easy
developer.
peasy.
Easy peasy, yeah.
Hey, you got to will the thing into the universe, right? Like,
Big time. Yeah. Blockchain Oracle, I think we haven't heard from you yet. What was the biggest challenge that you had?
Like I mentioned earlier, my biggest challenge was actually doing the generative UI and connecting the data to the components that I was getting back. And VeChain AI doesn't just do read operations only. You can also perform write operations. And unlike other like chat interface like agent stuff, you have to use your private key, but this one is actually connected to your wallet. So VeChain AI is a lot different from other chat interface and technology out there. So it was really, really challenging for me to like pull all of this together. And yeah.
Most people for a hackathon submit like a repo, but you submitted an organization.
Yeah, because I'm super bullish about this, and I'm super bullish about this, and I think that this have a lot of future. Because man, I said I'm bringing user closer to the post website interface, whereby they don't have to go visit websites, and if you want to stake, you don't have to go to Stargate anymore. You can just do it with a single conversation.
Yeah. I mean, it's great. Like there was another project that did like there were a couple of projects that were doing AI stuff, but the amount of just amount of features that you built into the tool that just made it so usable was amazing. It was really cool.
And also really good video presentation, just overall. Looks like you did enjoy just walking through the entire product as well. How soon do you want to start onboarding people to use it?
Okay. First of all, we want to do like a reward pool, like to reward users and take feedback from them. I want to know what we did wrong and what we should be doing better first, so we can take those feedback. Very soon there'll be a $200 post to take feedback from users to use VeChain, and we'll take that feedback. We'll go improve on it better. So
Yeah, of
right now,
course.
our most priority is making it scalable, and as long as it's scalable, we actually move from there.
One thing that I'd love to clarify as well, and the team can share all that detailed feedback from the judges. For all of you guys that worked in the hackathon, whether you're in the call, whether you couldn't make it today, or whether you didn't make it to the top 3 of your track, sometimes it was more about that there was some other project that was meeting a particular criteria just slightly higher. Right. So sometimes it's not about what was done wrong alone, but other people did really cool job. But we can definitely share that, and then we'll share with all of you. So you can also take that into consideration and keep improving the product. I'd love to ask that question to all of you guys. So how soon are you going to be able to start bringing people in to use the product? So Rihit, how soon would you like people to start trying an alpha or closed beta version of the game?
It's live to test for anyone right now. It's on testnet and will be for the foreseeable future. But the thing that we want to do that kind of like the next step for us would be to get mainnet better actions into testnet, so you can actually use your mainnet actions even though we're still on mainnet. I could just fetch that. But then the second part is we want actual art. Like I love the cards and the art we have now, but it's part AI, part manual. We wanna improve that and make it like have more variety. more variety overall. We have like 25, 50 cards or something in art. Then we want them all of these traits that you can roll to be independent and actually work with the art in everything. It wasn't fully lined up just for hackathon, so all of that will take time. And what this was for us and for me is that it was a huge learning opportunity for another project that I'm working on. So I've been kind of rolling back on that. It's also for VeChain. So it's been a learning experience for that, and I spent most of the time after hackathon working on that project instead. So Punch Cards is still coming, but I'm thinking more so in Q1 26 maybe. Do want to pursue more of a rollout on mainnet. It would be super cool to have it soon.
I guess the majority of the work for you guys to do, really, sorry to cut you off, is actually the artwork side of things, right? Because the functionality is more or less the same for all of the cards, but if you have, like you need a lot of cards for all the different applications, and you need variety within that as well to some extent, I imagine.
Yeah, we have variety in the metadata that's pretty much infinite, but we need the art variety as well, so it doesn't get boring. So we need more than 25. So, but with our current with the current cards that we have, it's still quite varied. Even especially as you can have like holographic and gilded cards and whatnot that don't change the art but change the look of it.
I had a question for you guys, actually, Rehe, while we got you on the call. How many punches do you get for an action that you do on an app? Like, is it one punch per action?
No, that's up for debate, but a good amount. But we don't want you to get 100 packs. So it will be based on the amount of packs you can get, like the ore that we have in the game. So you can get 10 ore for 100 actions, maybe, or 10 ore for 50 actions. Like it's up for debate, but it shouldn't be easy. You should always get something, but we don't want people to use one DApp a week and get 10 cards or 10 packs rather. That would be too. It will fail. Like the most active person in the DAO shouldn't get the max only. Like we need a good mix. So it's up for debate, but I don't know.
On that we want to get people to encourage people to diversify using them.
Yeah,
on the DAO.
that's the entire point. So, but it likely needs to be weighted in some way, so you can use most of the apps because you can not everyone can use all of them. Some are localized, some require like a geographic area to work or a pet or whatever. So you shouldn't need to do all of them, but you can always save up as well. Like you can use you can redeem week by week, but you don't have to punch everything if you don't want to. But it should be fun. You should get plenty of punches a week at least.
Nice. I'm going to hold you to that.
Yeah.
I don't have enough punches.
Or you can do more actions.
Very cool. Just super quick question back to V Farmers, just to wrap that up. As to how soon would you like to start bringing people in?
Okay, like I said earlier, we have divided the project into two. The technical parts. So on the technical side, we need to improve the UI because last week we rolled out some survey, and the feedback we got from the survey is we have two different types of user. So there are some users that the liquidity provider, so they expect the app should be Web3-ish, something like Aave. And for the farmer, they just want something that is very basic as a Web2 application. So we need to reiterate on the UI to make sure that there is balance in the UI. So we are already working on the redesign. And for the, we are still negotiating on how we can go on. Maybe we need to do some legal tax before we can actually operate here in Nigeria. So we are still on that. So I think with these two things, I think Q1 2026 is a good forecast.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah. Bringing stuff into the real world is always challenging, especially with something like loans for that exact reason, right? You need to deal with the local authorities, like tax purposes and stuff like that. It's not just like a crypto native project where you can have a lending protocol. People can supply, people can withdraw, and like it's their own responsibility. Right? It's a bit different when things go into the real world out of the crypto space. I'd be really interested to see how that develops, VeFarmers. I'm really interested in that one.
Yeah, and I think that something that's really important. There's several thousand people that are watching these projects. You guys are now being made aware of what the founders of these projects have done. So one thing that I'd love to encourage everybody, if you're watching on YouTube, you're watching on Twitter, or you're watching later on demand, is to follow all of the projects. So we've pinned a tweet with every single one of the founders on the VeChain Builders account, and just give them a follow. Just each one of you follows the accounts, you're going to give that exposure that is needed. You're going to give that support, and also, just hopefully be able to be one of those first users to start trying some of these innovations, which I think they're really, really interesting.
Yeah, cool. I mean, I'm very cognizant of everyone's time, so I don't really want to hold anyone too much longer. But I think the last thing really is just, if we go around everyone just one at a time and tell us about anything that we've missed. What's coming for the project, where people can find you. If we're testnet, where can we test, and anything else that we might have missed. So I think probably best to start with VeFarmers. And then we'll go around to Alex after that with Arbor. Or we'll go straight to Alex with Arbor.
Hey guys. Yeah, no, I think we covered a lot, and I just want to say that it was a real honor to be a part of the hackathon. I honestly came in, I'm an older guy, I'm 50 now, and I believe there's a lot of, young blood in the mix in the hackathon, and I was just excited to be chosen, and it's a real honor to be a part of the VeChain community. I believe in the things that are going on with the DAO and sustainable actions. I'm a gardener and landscaper. I've always believed in doing things in our daily actions to recognize, nature itself. And, being an artist and a photographer, I always really connect with nature, and to be able to bring something to the DAO that helps people just get out and connect, and enjoy planting and growing things and doing something good for the planet, that's exciting for me. So it's a real honor to be a part of the community, and we have lots of great things coming.
Yeah, man, it's great to have you here. From when we spoke on that space, like you're an inspiration to me. You living the sustainable life through and through. It's not just crypto, Awesome. Who we got next? Reheat.
Yeah, I'll hop off that. I just want to say thanks as well. It's been super fun. It was an intense month or so, I guess, for us, but it's taught me a lot. And like I said, it gave me a new idea and a new plan for a lot of things I want to accomplish. So it was a great learning experience, and I'm really happy to have taken part of it. Our DApp is live, like I said, on testnet. You can find it on my X account at ReHitVet, or on the PunchCards Vet account. I'm not sure if Liam has it linked anywhere, but otherwise on PunchCards Vet. It's on punchcards.notesfromthedao.com. You can play it there. If you log in with social account, we have everything sponsored, so you can play it for free pretty much. Otherwise, you need a testnet, Letho. I don't think I have anything else.
Which you can get from the workshops.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, man, like you're awesome guy. It's nice to have connected with you, and look forward to seeing what comes with Punch Cards as well as your other secret shield project, which we'll let slide, by the way.
I'm not sure Liam has anything.
I was worried Liam was busy. That's the only.
No, I'm still here. but yeah, it was good fun. It was interesting for me coming from regular game development to this on crypto. It took me a while to get my understanding of how we were going to design things from a user experience perspective, because obviously with crypto you've got to sign things and it interrupts the flow of the game when you've got things popping up and stuff. So that was an interesting challenge on my part. So there's a lot still to be designed that's coming up that we have planned. And yeah, I think for the most part it was just fun, just making sure that we hit the criteria as best as possible and everything. And I like to think that helped us win. Yeah, it was great fun.
It's pretty safe to say just the demo video blew everyone out of the water where we were reviewing stuff, like let alone the actual project. It was really cool, man. And like I say, I really look forward to seeing what comes next. All right, we got the blockchain oracle, then we'll try VeFarmers one more time before we close out. Anything coming, mate?
Okay, I do want to mention that this project was built from a hackathon. It's currently live on mainnet and testnet too. So yeah, I should try it out. And also, I want to mention that a reward system is coming soon. We don't just make interacting with VeChain ecosystem easy for you. We also reward you for doing so using the VBeta. So for every right operation you perform, you'll be able to get reward for it. I'm super bullish about this, and yeah, I'll be pushing a lot of amazing stuff. So you can follow us on VeChain AI on X. That's our official handle. You can check out VeChain AI terminal on VeChain AI terminal.vercel.app. Yeah, and we have our official website coming soon, which is VeChainAI.com. So yeah, man, super bullish on this. Yeah, we should watch out.
Yeah, mate, that's exciting. I will watch out. Yeah, great, man. It was lovely having you. VeFarmers, we'll give you a quick chance because we didn't get it. So anything?
Yeah, so it was a really great experience participating in the hackathon. So I think building on VeChain just makes everything easy for us, because I mean it's easier to build a meme chain on blockchain, but you need VeChain to build something sustainable. And we are happy with the results too. So I will continue working on this. So thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Alex, before we close out, is there anything else that you wanted to add?
No, not at all. I think it's been really good to have you guys. We'll be doing another spotlight for all of you, not just the ones that made it to the live stream, but also everybody else that made it to the top 3 of each of the tracks. Please do make sure if you're watching, follow all of the winners. Super important. Let's give them that support. And Blockchain Oracle said it, we need to watch out, right? So let's make sure that we're staying up to date with what everybody's building. How about you, Riz?
Yeah, no, just it's nice having a chat with you guys. Yeah, it's always a pleasure. I've spoken to most of you guys outside of this call quite a bit, and yeah, just excited to see what comes of all these things.
Brilliant. So that's a wrap for today. Thank you so much to everybody that is watching. Thank you to the founders, and yeah, we'll see you on the next one.